What'd they do to my boy Paul Heyman? What happened? They destroyed the man. They murdered the man. Our wise man, he's gone. Solo, you son of a bitch. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. Thank you for checking out this video. If you're somebody who is new to this channel and you love pro wrestling, then this is the channel for you. That little subscribe button right there, if you wouldn't mind hitting that for us and joining us here on this channel. It's a continuing channel. We got a lot of people in this group that want to talk, leave comments, leave emails. We do videos. We respond to comments. We respond to emails. It's a truly good place to be if you are a wrestling fan. And that's my sales pitch for now. All I'm saying is, you should join this channel because I don't think you will regret it. How are we feeling? Truly, how are we feeling? Have you come down from the high yet? That was Friday Night Smackdown. Because let me just say this right out of the gate. For it being a Madison Square Garden show where they usually try to go above and beyond for, I thought the show itself in general was a pretty good show. Like, it wasn't, and this is not me talking trash or anything like that. It wasn't like the most amazing show I've ever seen. It wasn't like an overly hyped show. I wasn't like at the edge of my seat the whole night. But it was a good show. I did enjoy a lot of things. The good quality matches, some cool backstage moments. You know, and it started off great. You know, this Bloodline up here. They show up. They arrive in an SUV. They get out. They talk to Heyman. Heyman asks where Jacob Fatu is. They say that Jacob's not there. Okay, so where is he? They end up walking out to the ring, the Bloodline do, without Jacob Fatu. And then quickly we see another SUV pull up, and it's got Cody, it's got Randy, and it's got Kevin Owens. Which, by the way, Cody looking great in that suit. Kevin Owens looking like he normally does. Shirt, jogger pants or whatever, shoes. But Randy Orton, this man arrives to work ready to wrestle. This man had wrist tape on, he had knee pads on, he had boots on. I love how he just like gets out of his hotel and he's like, you know what, I'm going to dress for the show now so that I don't have to when I get there. So he just arrives in the show in his ring gear with some shorts on and a shirt. And he's like, I'm good. I'm ready to go. I love that. I got to shout out somebody who commented on one of my prior videos saying that my review was very dry of Monday Night Raw. Hey, I'm sorry. This is what we do here. Like I'm not here to get you wet. I'm here to talk about the shows. So I'm sorry that you're going to miss out on a cool channel with some great people. Look at these people. These are great people, and you're going to miss out on it. But hey, we don't care about those kind of people, right? We don't. I care about you because you are here, you are watching this, and you enjoy wrestling content. You like what we do here on Wicked Bitter. So I probably should have started the video out with this, but I had to get into SmackDown because SmackDown, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like the most amazing show, but the ending, I feel like, took over the whole rest of the show for me. Do we all think that Tama Tonga was wearing an MJF shirt, by the way? Because I definitely thought he was wearing an MJF shirt. He got out of the car and I was like, okay, it's MFT. How can you get that close with the font with similar letters and do that? I don't know. I do like the shirt, though. It's pretty cool. So anyway, when they get into when they all arrive, they all meet at the top of the stage. They all get into a huge brawl. You know, security guards everywhere. Nick Aldis coming out to try to break stuff up, and then eventually, I think Kevin Owens with a freaking swanton bomb off the freaking guardrail of the second level of seats for the fans into a table, taking out Tonga Loa. Like, oh my God, okay, that right there is a Madison Square Garden moment. You're going to see that being replayed years down the line and like packages for WWE. But after that, they're in the ring. Cody Rhodes cuts a promo, and then Cody Rhodes says, we're in the most famous arena around the world. I should be defending my WWE Championship. And right at that moment, it was perfectly captured by the cameras and the people involved, but Randy was standing right behind him, and Randy Orton gave him a look. Guys, I'm telling you, this turn from Randy Orton is coming. It is happening. Like, I don't know when, but I need it to happen soon. And I'm honestly I'm debating whether it happens maybe at Money in the Bank or not, because we're going to get into it a little bit after, but Paul Heyman's not going to be there. He can't be. And you're going to have a six-man tag. Jacob Fatu is going to be there, you would assume. So the numbers are already on the Bloodline's favor. What if Randy Orton turns on Cody in that match, costs them the match, Kevin Owens takes the pin or whatever, Solo pins somebody or something, I don't know. and then eventually leads to Cody versus Randy Orton. That's the way to do it. I don't know if they'll do it this soon because I don't think there has been enough teases that Randy Orton's going to turn, and there really would be no reason why to right now because he's been like dealing with the Bloodline. He's been having this like blood feud with the Bloodline, like his hatred for them. So maybe not at Money in the Bank. Maybe I'm kind of being a little overzealous here, but it's coming, man. This is already like 3 or 4 times where Randy Orton has looked at Cody Rhodes or looked at Cody Rhodes' title while Cody had it. They're teasing it hard. I think this might be our SummerSlam match. I think it's coming. I think Cody versus Randy is happening at SummerSlam, and I don't know how they're going to get there or when it's going to start, but maybe it starts at Money in the Bank. We had 3 people qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder matches. Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, and LA Knight for the men's all qualified for Money in the Bank. LA Knight kind of shocked me a little bit. I kind of went into this match thinking maybe it was going to be Santos, and as crazy as that sounds, because I thought maybe Paul and Knight would kind of like take each other out of the match almost in a way where Santos can kind of sneakily get a win or something, because I thought maybe Logan and LA Knight would be feuding at Money in the Bank, but they're definitely going to have that match at SummerSlam now. It was either that or I thought Paul would win and then win Money in the Bank. But no, I think we got to have Paul versus LA Knight at SummerSlam. And yeah, maybe Logan Paul shows up at Money in the Bank to kind of eliminate LA Knight from that ladder match. Maybe he takes Knight out, finds a way to cost LA Knight from winning the briefcase. Maybe LA Knight's like inches away from grabbing it, and then Paul comes out of the crowd or something and pulls him off there, hits him with the brass knucks or something like that at Money in the Bank. I think that's what's probably going to happen at this point, but still cool. I love the way the Money in the Banks are shaping up, and as far as the women's goes, I'm happy that Tiffany Stratton's in. I kind of expected her to win that. And I know a lot of people are picking Tiffany Stratton, but I'm going to say this here first, if you haven't heard it anywhere else, because this is just what I thought. I think, and I would like Tiffany Stratton to win. If she does win, I'll be happy for it. But I have a feeling Chelsea Green is going to win the Money in the Bank. And I have a feeling Chelsea Green's going to be the first woman to cash in and fail, because they have mentioned it a few times now in the past few weeks where anytime a women's superstar tries to cash in, they have a 100% success rate. And I'm like, why do they keep bringing that up? It makes me think that this now is going to be a time where a woman cashes and she's going to try to cash in and she's going to lose. And there's no better person to do that with than Chelsea Green. I know that's going to bother a lot of people. It's going to make a lot of people upset. But if you look at her kind of character, it fits perfectly for her. It makes so much sense for her to win it somehow, and people are like, holy crap, Chelsea Green just won Money in the Bank. And then when she goes to cash it in, she's the first one to try to cash in and lose and be unsuccessful. It is perfect for Chelsea Green. I think 100% it's going to happen at Chelsea Green, and we're all going to be upset about it. Trust me, I understand, but I think that's going to give Chelsea Green more of a fan backing that eventually pushes her into a cool storyline or maybe a title run down the line. I don't know how many of you are basketball fans, but the whole Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson stuff that they did on Smackdown, I thought was amazing. I actually ate all of that up. Like, these two dudes look like they cared. They're like two young, upcoming NBA players, stars, and I'm not too sure if you're all familiar with it, but definitely cool to see, because these are two young guys who can have an influence on their fan bases to bring more eyes into WWE. I mean, it is so smart by WWE. And the fact that I realized yesterday that Halliburton has his own WWE shirt, which he was wearing on Raw. And then Jalen Brunson had a shirt, and I was like, oh, that's a cool shirt. But then later on, WWE posted it on their WWE shop, like Instagram, like, oh, so that's a WWE shirt. It makes me wonder if WWE has kind of like, is going to get like this kind of partnership with the NBA to have like their own like section of clothing line for NBA, WWE like partnership. Like, that would be awesome. And I would definitely do that, because you just saw WWE has linked up with like the soccer, I think it's Manchester or just different teams over there, and for the soccer league, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. Maybe WWE is going to start branching out and doing that with all these different sports, like basketball now. Maybe it looks like they're on board. Maybe they do baseball, football. We already got the NFL titles that are WWE inspired. So WWE is super smart marketing. They're reaching out into all these different bags, and everything's working. I loved everything about Halliburton and Brunson and the whole staring each other down. The crowd there went nuts for it. I at home was just like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting hyped over two NBA stars just staring at each other and getting involved in all of this. I thought this was super cool. I would love to see more stuff like this. And I think this partially has to do with Logan Paul. I'm not going to lie. I think he has a hand in all of this. I think he's friends with some of these athletes, and he kind of gets them in the picture here. I think that's super cool. I want to see more of it. Speaking of Logan Paul, Logan Paul, his entrance was all blacked out for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me on Fox here in Carolina, I just, and they did this throughout the show. They blacked the screen out, not only just the sound, but the whole screen. And all I was left seeing was in the top right corner, it saying live. I'm like, live what? I don't see anything. I missed out on some parts of promos. I've missed out on some parts of entrances because the fans were chanting stuff that Fox wanted to black out or mute. Like, at the very least, just mute the crowd, for a second. Just don't cut my feed. I can't see anything. I'm sitting there looking at a black screen. During Logan Paul's entrance, I missed like half of it because it was all black screen. And then during the matches and during the Bloodline promo at the end, I'm like, dude, I can't see anything. This has got to stop. How awesome was Jacob Fatu's entrance, by the way? My God, I know we all get on Def Rebel for their crappy, terrible WWE themes, but this one was actually pretty sweet. The beginning of it with the werewolf sounds, the fire, they're going all out for the Bloodline entrances, and I am here for it. Because Tama Tonga has an awesome entrance. Solos has been great for a while, especially now with the new lighting thing they do, and the blurred coming into focus. And then now this with Jacob Fatu. Amazing. I am beyond happy with the way they're handling the Bloodline right now. I think a lot of people were not cool to the idea once Roman left with Solo taking over, but I think we are finally now seeing a Bloodline 2.0, Solo's Bloodline, whatever you want to call it, that it is starting to fall into place and make sense. I definitely like the presentation of the whole thing. By the way, Solo starting off that promo by telling everybody to acknowledge him, and then the look on Paul Heyman's face and the way he tried to step in and be like, hey, you can't do that. That's Roman Reigns. Don't you dare do this. I thought this was amazing. I like I said, the Bloodline are finally giving you something to sink your teeth into. I know I use that phrase a lot here on Wicked Bitter, but it is so true. Like I was invested in this, because I knew this wasn't going to go straight up like, hey, let's bring in Jacob Fatu. Let's acknowledge everybody here. Let's introduce everybody formally to everybody. No, I knew something was going to happen. I just did not expect this to happen. Because at some point, Solo turns over he gets all the members to acknowledge him, by the way. He gets Tama Tonga. He gets Tongaloa. He even gets Jacob Fatu, which I thought for a second Fatu wasn't going to do it. Because as he was getting Tongaloa and Tama Tonga to do it, Fatu was in the background just looking at him with the big eyes. And I'm like, dude, is Jacob Fatu going to be the one that's going to go against it? But no, when Jacob Fatu came up, he said, I love you and I acknowledge you. And he bowed his head. And I'm like, damn, okay, we're all on board. This is it. All members are on board. And then he looks over to Paul Heyman. He says, Paul, acknowledge me. And Paul Heyman, this dude needs an Oscar, or whatever the movie one is, an Emmy, whatever you want to, I don't know, whatever. It was beautifully done. This dude looks so distraught. His eyes are red and puffy. He's been crying for hours. It looks like he's got the scruff going on, like the gray and white little 5 o'clock shadow happening. He's unkept. He is in a world of trouble. And he's trying desperately to get out of it. And when's the last time we saw Paul Heyman look like this? The last time Paul Heyman looked this type of way, where he actually let his hair get white. He didn't use the coloring for his hair. He was actually graying and getting the scuff. When's the last time we saw that? The last time we saw that was when Roman Reigns was gone, and Paul Heyman was looking disheveled. He didn't know how to move on with life, it seemed like, without the tribal chief. And then when Roman finally came back, Paul Heyman colored the hair, shaved the beard, looked great. Looked like he had the best sleep of his life. And I think that's kind of like what we're going to get now. Usually when Paul Heyman looks like that, it doesn't take long before Roman is back. So I'm thinking maybe Roman comes back soon. Hopefully. Maybe, I don't want to say Money in the Bank, but maybe SummerSlam during Solo's match with, I don't know. Maybe he does at Money in the Bank. I don't know. That part we have to figure out because there is still time to build here, and I want a proper build for this bloodline before Roman comes back. So they end up pulling out the lay out of the bag here for Paul Heyman to put over Solo's head and acknowledge him as tribal chief. And Paul Heyman says, I can't do it, man. This ain't me. Paul Heyman refuses to acknowledge Solo as tribal chief. They then have a brutal beatdown on Paul Heyman, one that I was not expecting. And I sat there, I got up, and the whole time he was about to attack him, I'm like, okay, someone's coming. We got Jay, maybe, or even maybe Jimmy. Does Jimmy come back? I was like, no, what if it's Roman? None of them came back. But with them not coming back, the Bloodline 2.0 just brutally assault and demolish Paul Heyman. Samoan Spike, they drag him out of the ring. They put him a triple power bomb through the announcer's table. Paul Heyman. You're doing that to Paul Heyman. There's no way that man is coming back next week. He cannot. You saw what they did to Jimmy. You saw the beatdown they gave to Jimmy. Samoan Spike, chair to the neck. Jimmy's been gone. You can't tell me Jimmy will be gone, but after what Paul Heyman just took, he's going to be back next week. Paul Heyman's going to be gone for a little bit. I don't know how long. But I don't know if he comes back with Roman or he comes back with Jimmy and Jay. Maybe he went and got them and came back with him. But Paul Heyman's going to be gone for a little bit, which I think is cool because now we can focus solely on just what Solo's bloodline is doing. And I think they need to build. I know a lot of people in the comments say they need to prove that and show that they're more of a dominant force, and I think we're going to get that. And we're starting to get that already. The damage they've been doing, especially bringing in Jacob Fatu, this is going to be a destructive group, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here. Like, this is going to be great. When Roman Reigns finally returns, the roof is going to explode. It's going to be Austin in the Attitude Era type of crowd reaction. I am telling you, this is going to be insane. This is continuously being the best story WWE has told ever. Because now it's continuing even without the main character, Roman Reigns. And this has been phenomenal. I cannot get enough of it. Hey, I appreciate you checking out this video. I appreciate you leaving a comment. I would really appreciate you leaving a like and also subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Smackdown was cool. The ending for Smackdown made it perfect for me. So I could not be happier with the way things are going right now. We will be back with more videos. So please turn on your notifications if you don't have it yet. Thank you for checking out the video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the show. Tell me what you think is going to happen with Paul Heyman, how long he's going to be gone for, and what the Bloodline do from here. I would love to hear your thoughts on all of that. Until next time, friends, have a great weekend. Until we yeet again, stay bitter.